Hi there, Brendan with RPS Solar Pumps. To my right, we have our new floating solar mount kit. This is the easiest, most user-friendly solar panel mounting solution on the market. I'm really excited for this launch because this floating solar mount kit offers the easiest, most user-friendly solar panel mounting option of any kit on the market. Not only is assembly a breeze, but this floating solar mount has 5 other big benefits that you won't see with other options like our top of pole mount kit or scalable ground mount kit. Number 1, it's great for solar pumping if you have a pond but limited space on dry land. So if you have a pond with good sun exposure, this floating solar mount kit allows you to take full advantage of that. Number 2, it's a perfect solution if you pump out of a pond to water your livestock. You can mount your controller and your pump on this floating solar unit as well, so you never have to worry about your livestock interfering with your solar panels, your controller, or any of the wiring involved. Number 3, this unit is also easy to uninstall and super low profile, which makes it a great choice for people with HOA rules that limit permanent solar installations. Number 4, this unit is also super scalable, so if you need to add more solar panels down the line, it's as simple as pulling the unit back onto the shore and affixing it to a new floating solar array once that's assembled. Number 5, this system comes with almost everything that you need to get started, so you don't have to worry about buying mounting pipe, buying concrete, or mixing concrete. All you need to get started are some common hand tools and a couple of cinder blocks to secure the system in place. Like I mentioned earlier, this is one of the easiest solar panel mounting solutions on the market, whether you're using your panels to power a pond pump, a well pump, a fountain, or an aerator. And you also don't have to wait a full day for concrete to cure. So once your floating solar system arrives, you'll be able to get it assembled and your panels mounted in an afternoon.
When picking a site to place the floating solar mount, you should place the array in a part of the pond that receives the most unobstructed sunlight throughout the day. We recommend that you assemble your floating solar mount kit at the shoreline or in the shallow part of the water body.
You'll just need some common hand tools to get started, including an adjustable wrench, an adjustable pipe wrench, some 13mm crescent wrenches, a 5mm Allen key, and a large spanner wrench. We'll be using this specialized tool to finish that part of the install, but any large spanner wrench will do. So we're going to start with the main float assembly.
Gather the main float element and the panel support arms. Insert the panel support arms in the socket that corresponds to its position on the main float. Point the support arm out towards the corner of the main float as you insert it into the socket. You'll feel the support arm pop through the main float element when it's fully seated. If you have difficulty inserting the support arms, leave the main float in the sun for a few hours to allow the plastic to heat up and expand. While supporting the base with one hand and applying force to the support arm at the rail mounting point, rotate the support arms 45 degrees until the arms spread outwards and run parallel to one another. Turn counterclockwise for the rear right and front left arms. Turn clockwise for the rear left and front right arms.
All right, moving on to the rail assembly. Now, getting these bolts to fit into the extrusions of the rails can be a little bit awkward, so just take your time and don't force it.
Insert a short 5/16" hex bolt with the threads facing out into each of the 6 holes of the rail joining L-plate. Slide the L-plate into the ends of the 2 45" panel rails as the bolts enter the extrusions. Lift and rotate the bolt heads to help guide them into the extrusion slots of the rails. Install the 5/16" flange nuts loosely onto the threads of the bolts while making adjustments to center the L-plate and ensuring the extrusions fit tightly up to each other. Use a 13mm crescent wrench to tighten the flange nuts. Recommended torque is 11 foot-pounds, but if you don't have a torque wrench, you can just make them hand tight. Repeat the steps above for the second rail support to assemble 2 90-inch front and rear panel rails. From each side, slide a 3-inch long 5/16" bolt into the side slot of the panel rail. Slide them down until the bolts are approximately 22.5 inches from the center line of the rail joints.
Now we're going to mount the rails to the float assembly by attaching these long bolts on the inside of the float arms here.
Install the rails on the inside of the float arms by lifting the rails up and inserting the 3-inch bolts through the mounting holes on the end of the float arms. Install the fender washer and locking nut loosely. You may notice that the front rail is canted at a slightly different angle than the rear rail. This is normal and will not affect the system's performance. Make minor adjustments to the rails if necessary. Tighten the locking nuts on the rear rail until the fender washer pulls into the plastic. Do not over-tighten and deform the support arm. Hand tight is good enough. For ease of installation, assemble the panel mid-clamps with long bolts and end clamps with short bolts.
So our rails are mounted and we're ready to install our panels. Just like if you were doing a top of pole or scalable ground mount install, you're going to start with the panels on the inside and work your way out.
Lay down the two center panels onto the front and rear rails from the back center of the main float. If you have not already inserted the clamps, insert a mid clamp between the two panels. Once the two panels are centered and squared up relative to the rails, use the 5mm Allen key wrench to tighten down the clamps. Install the left and right panels using the remaining mid clamps and end clamps. Tighten down the last two 3-inch bolts on the front panel rail using a 13mm wrench to engage the locking nut until the fender washer makes solid contact with the plastic support arm.
We have our panels all mounted and we're ready to start assembling the rest of the floats.
Align 3 small support floats end to end along the front or back of the main float. To connect the small support float to the main float, align the tabs to allow a plastic bolt to connect all 3 float elements at a single point. The top and bottom tabs in this stack should be the small float elements, and the middle should be the main float. Install the plastic nut. To connect the small support floats to one another, use a plastic bolt, plastic spacer, and a plastic nut. Repeat the same procedure on the other side with the remaining support floats and plastic hardware. Tighten the hardware until the nut's locking barbs engage with the float tab.
The whole float is assembled, our panels are mounted, the wires are connected. All we have to do is use some rope and these cinder blocks to make sure that the floating solar array is secure once it's positioned where we want it in the water.
If not already on the water from assembly, push or pull the floating solar mount out onto the water. Make sure the panels are facing south and place the floating solar array in an area where nothing is blocking the sunlight from reaching the panels. Using the supplied poly rope and anchor weights or stakes, fix the floating solar array in place. Use at least 2 points of attachment to ensure the array does not rotate or drift off its due south orientation.
So that wraps it up for the install of this new RPS floating solar mount kit. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section below or give us a call at 888-637-4493. We have a whole US-based team of solar pump experts waiting to take your call. Thank you for joining us today. We hope that it's been informative. This is Brendan with RPS Solar Pumps, and we'll see you next time.